I overcome binge eating as a minimalist.
Yeah, so the reason that you binge eat, and as a former binge eater myself, I totally get this. As I said, I was obese twice in my life, morbidly obese. You can check the photo for proof and Love People Use Things. Yeah, it's the reason we binge eat is because we're covering up our problems. It is a way to control our lives when we feel like our life is out of control. We feel like there's so much chaos around us that I need some sort of control. It often manifests in different ways. In fact, some psychologists argue that binge eating is a form of obsessive compulsive disorder. Binge eaters tend to obsess over their food in more ways than one. The other side of that is anorexia. My wife is a dietitian and nutritionist. She worked at a university for over a decade, and the number one thing she dealt with was anorexia, especially young women who felt they needed to complete themselves. They needed to improve themselves. They needed to better themselves by not eating. It gave them a different kind of control, but it's all the same thing. We're all seeking control. And we do a lot of things to try to control our lives because we feel like there's so much chaos. Well, understanding chaos is the beautiful half of it. Chaos is what creates, well, it creates passion. It makes things interesting. Right? If your life was completely predictable all the time, what would you call it? Bored. You'd be bored out of your mind. And boredom is not a bad thing. But when we have so much certainty, we lose all the variety in our life. And so you're clinging to some sort of certainty. And eating food and overeating food gives us certainty, just like undereating gives us certainty in the moment. But it doesn't fulfill us. It certainly doesn't nourish us. In fact, many of the things we binge eat on are empty calories. The same is true with materialism. The same is true with our relationships. The same is true with our calendar clutter. These are empty calories. We're binging in every area of our life because we always think more is better. Even with anorexia, that's a type of more. More fasting, more not eating. More. We never stop to consider less doing and more being. Did you enjoy this video? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalists private podcast available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists today. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.